Right, hello everyone, I'm Chicken and welcome to Let's Play Warlong Fallen Dynasty. So, full disclosure, I had originally intended to start cranking out episodes on the day release, but what I quickly realised is there's a bit of a learning curve to this game. It's really probably, if you purchased the game yourself, you probably realise that, right? Not so much the gameplay itself, but the boss battles in particular are an exercise in humility until you start to get scripts from the core mechanics. So what I've done is I haven't completed the game by any stretch, but I've spent a few days just having some fun, really, just getting used to the game, playing around with different loadouts and just, yeah, having a good time. Before we get cracking, there's a couple of things I should say before we get on with the new game. If you're playing on PC like I am, there is something we need to take care of in the graphic settings. And I think I've sorted out on mine, but if you go down to ambient occlusion, you have to disable that because for some reason there's like a white flickering. If you don't, and it's a real pain. It's just distracting. It's like it feels like you're having a stroke. Anyway, or some kind of mental breakdown. Anyway, that's done. That should solve the problem. I think it does. Anyway, so with introductions out of the way, let's crack on with episode 1, the Village of Calamity. So let's get on with the new game.
Elixir, the secret of the eternal path, a prize sought by the sovereigns of old. Among them was the first emperor of the Qin, who lusted for immortality. The result of his quest to obtain the forbidden medicine was a catastrophe. The elixir's power proved overwhelming. And in the years following the dynasty's demise, it continued to exert a shadowy influence on conflict and political machinations. Many moons pass, and the Han Empire faces its final days. In these dark times, Elixir once again threatens to become the catalyst that awakens the dragons lying dormant across our land.
The heaven is dead! The yellow heaven! Arise! The azure heaven is dead! Bear witness to the power of your younger brother. The world shall soon bask in the majesty of the yellow heaven. Bring prosperity for all. Bring prosperity for all!
Militia soldiers!
Thank you for saving me. I'm glad you've recovered from your injuries.
I found you, bearer of the eternal elixir field.
Interesting. Now, for some reason, the game drops into character creation mode now. I would have thought it would have made a more sensible choice to do that before we added the introduction animation, but I guess whatever, right? Now, we're not going to go through all of this. There is a lot to go through, so I've actually... what is going on here? It's a weird bug. There we go. So we're going to go for male. Yeah, I've actually got a pre-made preset character. I'm not going to go through all this because it's quite involved, and you know, it's not going to improve the let's play but at all. So we'll go down to if you press start, you can save and load your configuration. So if we jump down to, can we load? There we go. It looks suitably hard as nails. Yeah, apply appearance. Can we change the name? What should we? No, you know what? Just leave it. Be nameless. Okay. There we are. That's that bit. Right, let's finalize. Okay. Be as quick as we can with this. I want to get cracking on the game. So.
Finally. After all this time, my wish has been fulfilled.
As long as we have you, victory is still possible. Consider that a talisman of protection. It may just save your life one day.
All right.
I cannot allow this travesty to continue. Let us depart.
Let's.
Take this. I'm sure it will prove useful. It's a medicine created from refined chi. With it, you can heal most wounds.
Yeah, so what it's actually giving us, if you jump into our inventory, to access the inventory, you press start on your controller, right? If you jump in it, so we've got Dragon's Cure Pot. You can actually, you start with 3, but as you progress through the game, you can actually get a few more of these. Basically, it's just like a health potion, essentially is what it boils down to. We've got our equipment, pretty basic. We'll talk about those as we find more, but the main thing you need to know is the weapons sort of rank from 1 to 4, and in fact you get the legendary version which have 5, I think the mythical version, not legendary. But that won't be an issue for a while, but we'll find various weapons. Now the ranking, it's a bit of a weird one this game, because you find, there are certain points where you'll find the same gear, like bosses will drop the same thing, but the stats can be completely different every playthrough. It's RNG, and you know, you can farm items if you want to kind of get the things you want. Now later on you can actually take the special effects off and put them on different weapons as you get further in, but that won't be for a while yet, probably a few videos. So we'll do what we got for the now. Let's talk about a couple of important things. First of all, we have the blindfolded boy here. He's our companion. Through all of the game you actually have a companion. In fact, sometimes you have 2, which seems well, it seems there's actually a hell of a help, to be honest, because certain boss fights especially, they really come in handy, especially if you got your kid out the right way. They do tend to whittle on though.
I hope my family is still alive and well, wherever they are.
Case in point. Now the other things we need to bear in mind, above your health bar there, that's your number. In fact, if you look at the top right corner where the map is, like it's not a map, it's more like a compass, isn't it? So the red mark is roughly where we need to go. The green mark is obviously your companion. The top number there is your fortitude. Now we can start at 0 every single map, but you can raise that as you progress through the game, both by killing enemies and raising flags and finding temporary markers. So you can see there on them, those 2, the Naught out of 3, both of those, that we will find those. And as you kind of, because the way the game works is you have morale is very important. In fact, you know what? Let's find an enemy. We'll explain that. So there'll be one. No, we'll deal with him in a minute. I want to click this first.
I don't think we'll be able to pass through this way.
All right, if you just shut up a minute. So genuine chi.
Perhaps if we can climb past that watchtower.
Yeah, I know. So chi is basically your runes equivalent, if you like, runes or souls or your experience points. Basically, you can use it to level up. There's also a currency for spells and things like that. There we go, attacks. So it's quite funny. The game's geared towards a PlayStation controller, but I'm using an Xbox controller on a PC, so it's just confuses me so bad. Anyway, so you see that number I've said, that's 0, which means he's got the same morale as us. But sometimes, if that number is higher than our number, you can have a rough time. They will do more damage to you, and you will do less damage to them. And so part of the yeah, when you're clearing a level, you want to try and find as many markers as you can to raise your morale, because you have a temporary morale, which is the one above your health bar, and the fortitude is like a permanent. So every time you get a flag or a marker, it raises your fortitude permanent. So if you die, your morale will reset, but it will only reset to whatever that number is, whatever your fortitude is, which is very important when you're very important when you're taking on boss fights, basically. And also certain enemies. Some of the enemies are tough as shit in this game. Anyway, let's go do this chap. Now, one of the things you need to deal with is deflect. The game will give us a tutorial for that later, but it's quite important to get used to that. Alright, fuck him. You know what? There'll be another time. Shush them out. You're not dead. No, he is.
Impressive. I knew I was right in trusting you.
Yeah, I should also explain. Below your health bar, you have a spirit gauge. As you can see. In fact, you know what? Let's do a spirit back. So if your spirit starts getting negative, if you run that spirit, basically you won't be able to cast spells or use your special attacks. And also, if your spirit is low, you can get staggered, and then enemies can just wreck you. So that's something to bear in mind. Obviously, if it goes positive, you do more damage, and your spirit attacks do more damage. Now, spirit attacks we'll talk about. Well, you know what we'll talk about now. If you press R1 on the shoulder button, you can see it looks pretty creepy. But if you press the corresponding attack on your weapon, whatever one is, you'll do a spirit attack that deals more damage. But you can see that costs chi, basically. And while we're doing that, let's talk about the weapons. So if you look at our weapon here, part of the reason the ranking of the weapons is important, because the higher the ranking, the more special effects you get. Both the sort of, you see they get melee attack damage, you'll have different perks and different spirit attacks and things like that. But you'll also get 2 special effects. So sometimes you get one for your, well, on my controller will be your X button and one for Y. So you'll have 2 different attacks, which is quite important, and that will vary weapon to weapon. So, but later on you can take them off those weapons and put them on weapons you actually want to use them for. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, I've been waffling on. Let's get on with it. Just get on with it now, Bushra. Let's get on. I'm really enjoying this game, especially now I actually know what's going on. When I first started, my word. Right. Oh. You know what? Let's just kill him. And then. So what we did there was a deflect. Now, deflect is very important with boss battles, because you can see the enemies have a spirit gauge, same as you. And why is that important? Well, because once they're, just as you can get staggered, once they are staggered, you can use what's called a critical strike, which means they're basically staggered, you get a damage. But that's how you kill bosses, basically, because without it, you are pretty vulnerable. Did I just flicker again, or is it just me? Let's just double check the settings, because I did this before, and then I started a new game and it didn't change the setting. It keeps flickering. It's really, really disorientating. I mean, ambient occlusion disabled, right? We're okay. Yeah, so let's as you can see, also our morale is now 1, which is better. This is deflecting tutorial, which is what we just talked about. It'll become more apparent when we find the boss. Yeah. Okay. Let's press on. Now, I would, typically speaking, it's actually better to go slower through the levels than it is fast, because the game loves to do stuff like that and pop enemies around the corners, and sometimes they'll be on rooftops, there'll be archers and things, and if you get swarmed in this game, you're dead, basically.
If we lower that, now this might serve as a platform.
Yeah, this is basically a shortcut. You get these throughout the game. At this point, this is no point. We'll never come back here. I promise you that. But yeah, that's just it just teaches you dynamics what this for. This is basically your equivalent of the Elden Ring tutorial cave. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny when you get past the flames. That's what's causing the flickering, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Underestimating an enemy with high morale is certain to end badly.
As these guys have high numbers than ours, so what you want to do, when we don't have a ranged weapon right now, but you can start picking off enemies and it lowers their morale and makes it easier. But particularly like the more boss up enemies, we should be fine. I mean, we'll. Oh shit! Now I'm staggered. See, that's bad. Have a critical blow, right? Yeah, I know. Gotcha. Not today. Oh no, I didn't see you. Oh no. Oh, he's a tough one. Now we get a critical strike, see?
These were mostly peasants who suffered from political corruption and natural disasters.
Oh mate, look at that.
Yet,
That's
they
a
have
good strike.
deteriorated into mere bandits
Okay.
that prey on others who are also weak.
Can you shut up? I'm trying to talk. As you can see, critical strikes do devastating amounts of damage to the enemies. Now, actually in here we have a chest.
Village elders' residence.
It is, shut up.
This is barbaric.
Mate, blind boy, be quiet, blind
So
boy.
the Yellow Turbans
Shush.
won't even stay their swords for the elderly.
Shush the mouth. We just got to weapon. So as I was going to say, so one of the things I was talking about, this chest will always have a polearm in it, right? But we've already picked up a new sword. Okay, interesting. Meteoric strike. I wonder what that's like. I've only seen that one. Right. But the polearm will have different strikes. And it's got marching dragon on it, which is not my favourite. Also, you can carry 2 weapon slots at a time. I'll show you. We need a better polearm. This is not the best. You want dragon tail. This is quick. But let's see what this does. Now, if you hold down your right trigger, you can push up and down your D-pad and switch between your weapons. Polearms are kind of better for the boss that's coming up. So let's see what the spirit strike is. Okay. Okay. That was different. So if you do 2 at a time, I'm going to change it. Gotcha. Alright. Basically, well, the boss battle, when we get to it, it's just going to be... Why don't you run? Everything's on fire. I never actually noticed those people in these buildings before. That's kind of new to me. Ah, Chi here. I'll get you. Now let's... this is one of those battle flags I was talking about, so we'll get this. This is a Yellow Turban Bandit's note. This comes in handy later. We can't do anything with that for the now. But let's raise the battle flag like this. So press R2. Boom. And this will enable us to rest. So if we'll raise our morale. Let's go with that first. As you can see, that number is now 2. That is permanent. So if we die, our morale will never go below 2, which is pretty useful, right? So if we rest, like so, we can now level up. Now, this, for some reason, we have deliveries, okay? This, I believe, was part of pre-ordered armor. I didn't pre-order this game, I bought it on day of release. I don't know why I have this armor. We'll talk through that in a moment. It's not the best armor in the world. It's got good physical defense, but it hasn't got... I guess you can attach other things to it later, but it will raise our equip weight by a lot. And I actually prefer to be a bit speedy, so we're probably going to run with our Warriors Guard for a while, unless we pick up any Yellow Turban stuff. Let's level up. Now, obviously, there's battle preparation we can do, which for the moment we don't have a divine beast. We've got no battle set. This comes in handy later on. You can customize your battle flag, but I can't see any internal reason for this. It makes no sense to me, so we'll ignore that. We'll jump down to... You can fast travel to different areas. All we have so far is Village of Calamity and basic training. I've never actually done the basic training, so I don't even know what the point of that is. There are other hidden missions though, which we'll talk through as we get to that point. Now, if we go to level up, now you have your virtues here. So you have wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Now this is a bit convoluted. We'll probably cover this as it's more relevant. But now we need to know is we can level up. They have different corresponding spells. We don't have any wizardry, not spells, wizardries, not but we don't have any wizardries at the moment. We don't get any until we get to level 3. But what we're going to do first, if you notice, they each raise your stats by a bit. The wood actually raises your stats by your HP by the most amount. It also has a couple of useful wizardries we want. So we're going to later on. We're going to start probably invest quite heavily into earth, but I want to actually invest into wood for now. We get this to 3. Give us a bit of an HP pool to work from, and then we'll progress from there. Now, I actually want to have a clever equipment. It's because we found... Let's look at this armor. So this is 4-star, which is good. It means it comes with a lot of inherent effects, which is good, but it's like resistance is pretty low. But the main issue with it is it makes us heavy. You know what I mean? So we can put the helmet on, which looks pretty... But it raises our carry weight by like quite a lot. Look at this. So its resistance is okay, but it's mainly only got wood resistance, whereas the other armors we have the resistance which will come in handy with the boss fight. So this is a controversial decision, but I'm actually going to stick with our... In fact, what I'm going to do is probably jump to the Yellow Turban. This is much higher defense and physical defense, but with the boss fight coming up, we want to be quick, to be honest. So we'll jump to Yellow Bandit Garb. That is slightly better wood resistance, not wood resistance, earth resistance. Increases flame damage, which is no use to us whatsoever, but whatever. Got that. What else do we have in the gloves? We've got this. Yeah, this is that other arm. But it just raises your equipment weight, but it's too much. So I'll leave that for now. Should we even wear the helmet? Yeah. I mean, it just... Yeah. How do I get rid of it? No. There we go. We'll play as we are, because you'll assume if you didn't have the pre-order key, you haven't got that armor, we'll just play without it, right? Now, we need to press on. Time is a wasting. So this guy, if we sneak, we can get a critical strike. Down he goes, like a sack of potatoes. Get his loot. Yellow Turban footwear. Fashionable. We'll get Hebrew Vice. This is no use to us right now. If we look, we can use these to... These basically give you additional chi points. We'll use those, but it's best to use those when you want to buy specific spells. Hebrew Vice basically increases your fire resistance, basically. But yeah, we don't need. We are going to raise the map marker. Now this ahead where we need to go, but before we do that, there's actually a little secret area we can use to get some more gear.
Find another way around.
We will. What you need to do is be quiet then, my friend. So we're going to run around this side. Be very careful we get around here, because there's a tiger. And if you look at the morale on him is level 16, so we're going to just ignore him. Because fighting him, we can kill it, but it will be quite an investment. Right.
I sense that something
you can, if you want,
around here.
do a critical strike, but our morale is 3 and his is 15. You don't... I mean, if you wanted to clear the area and then come back to him, that's one way to do it, but I choose life. So we're going to get Lieutenant General Greaves. We can check out those, pop those in. Again, this is... We've got more and more stuff. This is much better defense than what we're using. We'll raise our equip weight by a bit, but look at it. It's heavier than what we were wearing. In fact, it's even heavier than that stuff. Is it worth it? Is it? It's got great defense. Yeah, this will be where our defense comes from. We'll wear that. Okay. Now, when we open this door, we've got to run very, very quick, because that will alert the tiger and then we'll be in a world of shit. So, get you open. Oh, hi! No! Yeah, you're right, you're right. Now he will follow us, or just murder me like that. Oh well. Yeah. You can outrun him, but sadly not that time. This is why you don't fight him. If you cleared the area, you can get to rank 10, morale 10, and you can probably kill him, but... Fuck it. Revenge. And get our chi back. No, fuck that. Choose life. We'll get our chi back the other way. Down. Down, boy. Did he drop anything? No, he didn't. Okay. So there are a few enemies down here. Remember I said it's actually better to be a bit more stealthy now. This guy's got no morale, that guy's got morale 3. So it's probably better to get the jump on the morale 3 guy, right? We want to check if there's any more. No. Okay. So let's fatal strike you. Now there is a second guy, he's also got a morale of 0. Come on then. Right. We're actually going to jump back up here and get the jump on the next, because there's another guy just there who's got morale 5, and he's actually got morale 6 down. Yeah. That's mental. It's got a very slow wind up on it. Anyway. There's another flag. So we're now morale 4. Now, where do we want to go next? Up this way. Now we have another battle flag to raise. In fact, at this point, we should be able to level up again, I think. So if we rest, fortune increase strength 6. Level up, we're going to put. We haven't quite got enough, but this is where our items come in handy. So if you jump to inventory, we'll take one of you. In fact, I'll take all of them. Because I want to buy some spells as soon as we can. So if we rest here again, and we'll drop down to level up. Now this will, so this raises our HP to 264, which is useful, and we will get you. Now we have access to wizardries. So there are a few. Obviously, these are all. The power of our wizardries will depend on the subsequent virtues. Fire is pretty good. The amplified damage is, that's a high risk, high reward strategy, because what happens is you increase damage you take, but also you increase the damage you deal, but you also increase the damage you take. But if you're using, if you know you're gonna get the strike on like a critical strike, it's amazing. And also, if say using bows and arrows, or you want to get some stealth kills, that's actually pretty useful. Or just in general, if you don't mind, if you're confident you can avoid getting hit and just get the beat down, it's very good. And some of the fire spells, this is really good stuff in the fire spells actually. Get enhanced defense, which is useful. It won't come in handy for the boss fight. We'll probably level Earth after in the next chapter, because this isn't going to help us right now. In fact, none of them will really help us in the short term, except perhaps this, but we can't use it. Can we? No, we haven't got. We need morale of 7, right? Yeah, actually we can. Now what we want is absorb vitality. That works for us and our companions, but we can't get that till we are. We need more spell points, if that makes sense. Yeah, but we can start dealing with those things. There's only other spells we can use. Can we get poison? Yeah, get poison bubble as well, and I'll get blasting fire, just to give us some. Enhanced defense? Yeah. We won't worry about anything else for the time being. Let's jump out. Let's jump down to wizardry spells. You have to actually equip the spells first. So we'll jump to... let's this one we'll put in our poison bubble. And the left hand side we'll use blasting flare. And the right we'll use unstoppable force. So this basically increases automatic recovery during low spirit and decreases automatic completion during high spirit. This is great for you and your companions. So when you have 2 companions, you can start cranking out the damage, and we know that. In order to use your wizardry spells,
I'm sure a person of your caliber shall have little difficulty mastering wizardry spells.
Of course. So if you hold down the R2 trigger, you can then use the corresponding buttons to activate your spells. You can only load 4 spells at a time, so be mindful of what you're trying to accomplish. So dead. We have up.
Yes. Once we get this area of enemies, might we be able to stop by my house? There's something I wish to give.
No, thank you. Yeah, that mechanic is so you got to get. It will take some practice, but you got to get used to that, because that will save your life and just make certain, especially with the enemies with the higher morale, it really will make life a lot easier for you. Now this guy, oh, now it's going to do demonstration martial arts. We've already covered that, so we'll just. Oh, he'll just stab me in the stomach. That's what he'll do. Right, come on then. Oh my god. That's got slow wind up on it. Get off me. Right, we got
I
it.
get the feeling that you are destined for great things.
You think so?
We
We're
shall
not.
find out soon
Can you
enough.
shut up, man? You think I was, but not the way I just handled that. I got absolutely wrecked. It was not good. There are some high level ones here. There's an archer on that side. This guy's level 7. Can we get the drop on him? So let's take out. That is not. No! No! Alright. Made a mistake. No. They're up big zero. Let's go kill this archer. He's pissing me off. Hey man. Can you fuck right off? Feel my wrath. What happened there? You hit me with a dagger. You little shitfuck. Anyway. Got a wooden pole spear. Don't know what the significance of that is, but let's have a look. You can look at this. We'll talk about. You know what? We'll talk about scaling later. Let's ignore that for now. We desperately need some more. Oh shit! He's a tough one.
A formidable opponent, no doubt.
Yep. So let's. This is not ideal when we don't have much health. Poison him. Right. Come on then. Alright. What? Missed. No, you
Make
don't.
this all seem so easy.
Didn't feel easy, just so you know. Right, this is our final battle flag. This just puts us up to a morale of 8.
A well-earned victory.
Oh, sorry, fortitude to 10, which is puts us on par with the boss, which should make it easier theoretically. We're also going to level up again. At this point, can we actually use this spell I want? Actually thinking about it. Learn wizardry. No. No, we cannot. Well, it'll help. It'll help. Anyway, do we have anything else? Thinking about it. There's something else I want before I get. No. Okay. Yeah, so basically, I'll talk you through what happens next. We'll get this. I'm just hesitating because I'm contemplating pausing my recording and doing the boss a separate fight. Down there is the boss, Zhang Liang, and he is, or Chang Liang, or whatever. I don't know how you pronounce his name. It is hard as fuck. This is your first real DPS check. Not DPS check, your skill check. Where you find out whether you learned anything in this game so far or not. I had, when I got to, I've done a lot of times. He's not so bad, you gotta be super aggressive. Yeah, what I'll do. No, fuck it, we'll just go in. We'll just go for it, right? No. Yeah. We might get spanked because we haven't got the best loadout. Let's talk about strategy for a minute. If you're the Marching Dragon has a slow wind up, right? If you have a faster, like Dragon Tail was very quick, so you want to spam that reasonably fast. If you don't have that, just use your normal exit, normal attacks, because you want to be as aggressive with this guy as possible, right? Yeah. You know what, I'll rest and I'll pause the video, because I want to do it as a separate video as well, because some of these bosses do take some strategy. So yeah, we'll record and I'll meet you back when we deal with him. Okay. Right. Yeah. So, you might die a few times on this boss, but I won't have time to talk through the strategies. Basically, you want to be as aggressive. It's 2 phases. And, one is a person and one is like a demon form. It's the only one of the bosses that, you know, there's not every boss has a demon form, but his is particularly rough. The first form, you don't want to get attacked. I mean, you can block his attacks, but blocking reduces your spirit gauge. And if he clips you, I mean, you've got to time your deflects. Because if he clips you once, you're dead. Because he moves very quick and hits very hard. You get staggered, you're fucked, basically. But you can kind of, if you're quick, you kind of stagger lock him. You get 2 or 3 before your spirit gauge runs out like that, and then you got to get back up and let him come to you. When he does his red critical strikes, that's the time to nail it. Right? I'm talking with my hands. It's funny. That's the time to nail it, and then because you want to take his first form down as quick as possible, and the second form is all about defense. He has like there's a lot of attacks, but he has an arm attack because you can't get close to him because he just wrecks you. So he's got a. But every now and then he'll do his red kind of critical strike, and he'll attack you with an arm, and he basically you deflect it, and it snaps it off, draws him in, and you can just stab him in the chest. And it'll kick. Because the name of the game really is to survive long enough, do enough damage to be able to use your divine beast, or the blindfolded boy's divine beast. And you end a fight. You've got to get him down about halfway to get to that point. Yeah. Anyway, without being further ado, let's get cracking.
Dogs of the Han Court, are you? Any who oppose us shall know only the end of our blades! I'll crush you like the vermin you are!
Come on now.
The flow of chi is changing.
Hey, that.
We can't let our guard down, even now.
Now, we're not in an ideal spot for the second phase. We've only got 1 health bar, but that's okay.
Damn it! What is that power?
Me.
I, General of Man, brother of the great sage mentor! I shall not betray my brother's trust!
Ouch. Okay. Got him. That's a divine beast in your face.
You fought very well. Now, the village is safe.
By my hand.
Why are you...
You shall die! Ying Long, every bit as strong as the rumors say.
This world is steeped in chaos. It needs one like you to bring peace to it. I cannot let you die.
There we go, we got crouching dragon helmet. Wait, what do we got? Let's have a quick look. Got some new, we'll sort out, we'll go through all this next episode. I actually wanted to just show you what we got. Set bonus. So yeah, we get the General Man bandana, General helmet. We actually get the crouching dragon helmet, which is pretty good, but we're actually better off using the General Man bandana because this has an item set which we can use. We don't have it on that. Do we have? We didn't get a lot. Sometimes you get 3 bits. As you accumulate more parts of the... I know that's dumb as shit, isn't it? As you accumulate more parts of the General Man set, you increases our damage. As a yellow heaven must rise, which is pretty good. Because we got really unlucky that time. Normally you get 3 bits, right? Yeah, let's... Oh. You got crap greaves. We can pick up other parts of these throughout this area, to be fair. But those I mean, we'd have to wear better armor, wouldn't we? I'll have a think between videos. Do we get a bow? We haven't yet. No. I'll have a think between videos what to do, because we ideally want about 3 parts of that set or more, and then we can start doing some big damage. But we do get the... We can get rid of our sword. And we can pop in the Great Club of Polaris. That's a +4. Oh, that's where we got made up for it. 140 strength. Oh my god. That is going to do... It's got 2 attacks on it. Boulder Glide and Heaven Divide. That's going to be a sexy, sexy weapon. This is what the General Man set's for. As you really start to do big damages, it'll come very handy. I use it for most of the game. I love this. That's going to be our primary weapon moving forward. It's a carry weight up significantly, but look at it. Let's just have a quick look at the moveset on this bad boy. That's the attack he was using on us, and we also have... Oh, big attack. Oh. It has different... has various attacks. Obviously, the attack's never static on these, so yeah. But that is... Yeah. Pretty amazing. But next episode will be the 2 chivalrous heroes. So, we should be able to do that in one video, I think. We want to get through that. There's a tough boss fight at the end, but we want to get, well, two bosses. One is tough, one less tough. We want to get through that, and then we can get access to the blacksmith and start upgrading some of our gear. Particularly, I want to do this weapon and some of the... If we're going to use this gentleman stuff, we need to upgrade it, right? Hopefully, we'll pick up some more as we get through. But thank you very much for watching.